Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is your favorite YouTuber Mukesh SONI. Exams are approaching, so I thought let's revise the whole syllabus from the examination point of view. So with reference to the model question paper and the last year's question paper, I thought let's revise the whole syllabus of the fourth semester BCom BBA Generic English under Bangalore City University. So based on the last year's question paper and the model question paper, this is the blueprint of a question paper. There will be 30 marks questions from the novella The Financial Expert by R.K. Narayan, 10 marks questions from the two poems plus two TED Talks, 5 marks question will appear from the travel writing or the article writing topic, and the 10 marks questions, that means to say the two emails questions we need to opt here, and finally social media content writing questions, which are the descriptive questions. 2 marks 1, another 2 marks 1, and 1 plus 1 mark. That means 2 plus 2 plus 1, that's 5 marks. So this is the blueprint of your complete question paper based on the model question paper and the 2022 examination question paper. I have already done the videos on the model question paper, 2022 examination question, 2023 examination question paper, and all the topics videos have been done. Just have an eye, just look into the description box. You'll get all the videos links if you want to read in detail. Now, roughly, let's try to touch the surface of each and every aspect. So the section A of your question paper will consist 30 marks questions. How? 5 marks, 2 questions, and 10 marks, 2 questions will be asked from the novella Financial Expert by R.K. Narayan. So here you have 2 sections, 2 questions for the 5 marks and 2 questions for the 10 marks. So let's try to recall the complete story of the Financial Expert. So this video is a last minute preparation, last minute revision, last minute preparation, and the last minute preparation always helps us to recall the important important key points of the topics. So very fast, we are going to go through the story of the Financial Expert. The protagonist of the novel is Margaya, who begins his career as a petty moneylender doing his business under the banyan tree in front of the Central Cooperative Land. That's the mortgage bank in Malgudi. He helps the shareholders of the bank to borrow money at a very small interest and lends it to the needy at a very higher interest. So in this process, he makes money for himself. The secretary of the bank and Arul Das, the peon, they always seize from his box the loan application forms, and somehow he has managed to get from the bank through the shareholders, and they treat him with contempt and threaten to proceed against him. This sets the path to improving his position. Balu, his spoilt child, Marga's child Balu, throws his account book, which consists all the entries of his transactions with his client, into the gutter. And it becomes very impossible for Marga to resume his old practice. He shows his horoscope to an astrologer and is assured that the good times is about to reach, and he has to do some puja to Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. The puja is done for 40 days with the ash from the red lotus and the ghee made of milk from a grey cow. Margaya goes through the puja with all rigor, and at the end of it, full of a prosperous career. Dr. Pal, who sells him the manuscript of a book on bed life for whatever ready cash Margaya's purse contains, assures him that the book named Domestic Harmony will sell in 10 of thousands if only he can find a publisher. So Margaya gives a new title. Instead of it's a sexual book, so he thought I should give a new title, Domestic Harmony, and he should sell it where he can get tens of thousands. So Madan Lal, a man from the north, he reads the manuscript, and Madan Lal, the publisher, he is ready to publish with a 50-50 partnership basis. The book is at once becomes very popular, and he sells like a hotcakes, and Marga has become the richest person. Marga is again ruined through his son Balu. He had admitted him in school in great style, getting the blessings of his brother and sister-in-law next door. His wealth had made him become the secretary of the school managing committee. This had armed him with enough power over the headmaster and the school staff. He had engaged a private tutor for his son and instructed him to thrash the boy whenever necessary. But Balu was not good at his studies. He could not pass SSLC examination. He tried to persuade him to take the examiner for the second time. The result was that Balu seized the school living certificate book, tore it into quarters, and threw them into the gutter, in the same gutter where he threw Margaya's red account book, and this is how he has thrown the certificate. And Balu had run away from the home. A few days later, there was a letter from Madras telling Margaya that his son was dead. The brother's family immediately comes to his help, though Margaya felt that he could do without their help also, and wondered if that would change the existing relationship with his brother's family. He left for Madras, discovered through the good offices of a fellow traveler, a police inspector in plain clothes, that his son was not really dead. He was traced and brought him back. He wanted to marry his son Balu to a girl named Brinda, the daughter of the owner of a tea estate in Memphis Hill. When a pandit, after an honest study, declared that the horoscope of Balu and Brinda did not match, he was curtly dismissed with a fee of 1 rupee. Another astrologer, whom Dr. Paul found, gave it in writing that the two horoscopes matched perfectly, and he was paid rupees 75 paisa for his planes. Balu and his wife were helped to set up an establishment of their own in Lawley Extension. Margaya, wishing to draw Dr. Pal away from his son, sought his help in attracting deposits from the black marketers on the promise of the interest of 29%. If he got rupees 20,000 deposit each day, will get 15,000 rupees in interest. He still had 5,000 rupees left out in his hands. So Margaya became rich. It was now necessary for him to own a car. Every nook and corner of his house was stuffed with sacks of with the full of currency notes, and he was now on the right side of the police, contributed to the war fund when driven to do so, and worked day and night with his accounts and money bags, though his wife was unhappy at his straining himself so much. So I'm reading very fast because we are doing the revision. You can pause the video and you can also read. One day, Margaya visited his son to Lawley Extension. He found Brinda and her child. The girl could not hold back her tears while narrating Balu's nocturnal activities, his very nonsensical activities. When Margaya got out of the house, he found a car halting in front of it, out of which emerged Balu. His companions were Dr. Paul and a couple of women in the town. The enraged Margaya pulled Dr. Pal out of the car, beat him, and dismissed the two women with contempt. The next day, Dr. Pal, with a bandaged face, whispered to all and sundry that the things were not going well with Margaya's concerns. Hundreds of people they came to Margaya and tortured him and uh, made him to return their deposits forthwith. All the accumulated money, wealth was disbursed. Still, hundreds of people could not be satisfied. The run on the bank led to Margaya's filing an insolvency petition, and thus, like a house of cards, the wealth that Margaya had accumulated was blown away. He advised his son to take his place under the banyan tree with the old box. When Balu hesitated to do that for fear of what people would say about it, Margaya offered to do so himself. So, friends, this is how I try to read. I try to go through the summary of this financial expert. So now we are moving quite faster at very good speed. So now you have here 10 marks questions will be asked from these two poems, Stopping by Words by Robert Frost, Vachanas by Basavanna, and the TED Talks one by Kailash Satyarthi, How to Make Peace, Get Angry, and another TED Talk by Preethi Srinivasan, Destigmatizing Disability. Now quickly, let's go through the summary of each poem. Stopping by Woods, written by Robert Frost. The speaker, Robert Frost, while traveling, he was traveling on a horseback and he stopped on the way. It was the darkest evening and he stopped to watch the woods, the jungle, which was filled with snow. And he thought the owner of the wood is someone who lives in a village and will not see the speaker who has stopped in his property. While the speaker continues to observe the snowy woods, the little horse impatiently shakes the bells of its harness. The speaker describes the beauty and alludes to the woods as lovely, dark, and deep, but reminds himself that he must not stay there because still he has many promises to fulfill, still he has many responsibilities to be fulfilled. So he starts his journey and he says, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. Second, we have here Vachanas. Now we have two Vachanas by Basavanna. In the first Vachanas, Basavanna suggests the ways to please Lord Kudal Sangama. He says, if we want to win or please the Lord Kudal Sangama, we should not steal anything in life. We should not kill anybody. Basavanna suggests not to utter the untruth. He says that we should not be angry. We should not have any disgust feeling about anybody. He also suggests not to boast of ourselves, not to criticize others, not to exaggerate ourselves. These ways will help us to cleanse not only our body, but also our soul. So here the interior purity is more important than the exterior purity. Finally, it will lead to the path to please or to win the heart of Lord Kudal Sangama Deva. In the second Vachanas, Basavanna depicts the importance of the speech and how the power of speech helps to win the love of Lord Kudal Sangama. He compares the speech to the strings of pearls. He says that our speech should be like a string of pearls. It means that each and every word spoken should be weaved properly and have connectivity and should not harm anyone. Further, Basavanna compares the power of speech with the flash of a ruby, which means that our speech should be enlightening others. The way a ruby shines or flashes, similarly, our speech should empower or enlighten the listeners. So and further, Basavanna compares the speech with a bar of crystal. The way crystal has a healing power, our speech should also be able to heal someone's unhappiness, bring happiness in someone's life. Further, Basuna says that we should act within the bound of our words. It means that there should be truth between the thoughts and action. This is how we can win Kudal Sangama Deva's love. And this is a summary of Vachanas. Next, we have here the TED Talk, Kailash Satyarthi's TED Talk, How to Make Peace. And here, in his TED Talk in 2015, Satyarthi starts by narrating all the things that made him angry in his younger days. He asked, why can't one adopt anger for the larger good of society? Why can't the same anger is used to challenge and change the evils of the world? Thus, setting a tone for his talk, Kailash Satyarthi went on to narrate the story of how anger was instrumental in him renouncing his upper caste surname. So, in this particular TED Talk, he brings the importance of anger. So, you can watch my videos on these topics in detail, and the links are in the description box. Second TED Talk we have here by Preethi Srinivasan, Destigmatizing Disability. Preethi Srinivasan, who was a cricket player as well as swimmer, due to some paralysis, she could not walk and she was in the wheelchair. But still, she delivered an excellent TED Talk, a motivation TED Talk, where she talks about the quarantine period, the stigma, the types of stigma, how to be the change. Are we going to remove the red? Why should we be discarded? That's another stigma scenario which happened in the World War. How to get rid of the power of the stigma. So these are the key points of her TED Talk. Please watch my videos, my video on Preethi Srinivasan's speech, the question answers from this TED Talk. That's going to give you more idea. So these are the 10 marks questions from the poem, as well as from the poem plus the TED Talks. You need to opt here 2 questions. Now we are moving to the second part of the question paper. Here we have discussed here 40 marks, 30 marks the novella, financial expert, 10 marks the poem plus TED Talks. Now we have 20 marks. 20 marks questions will be asked like this. Question number 1, you'll be having here technical writing. Here you have an option travel writing or article writing. Then you have email writing. Then you have social media content writing, where profile writing and blogging. Now, the first 5 marks question, you have here travel writing or article writing. You can opt anyone. This is called here travelogue. A topic will be given on which on this particular topic you need to write a travelogue. For example, you went to some historical place, you had to describe how did you go, how did you enjoy. So you need to talk about your planning, name of the place, how you started, the places you visited, which any incident, any experience during the journey, your feedback about the travel, your how do you promote the particular place to be visited. So this is the meaning of the travel writing or the travelogue. Generally, the travel writing is written in the past tense by using the first person I. If you don't want to attempt the travel writing, you have an option here, article writing. A topic will be given, you need to write an article. So when you write an article, remember these 3 important points. The first 2-3 lines should talk about the article, then the body of the article, then the conclusion. Give a title to the article. So like this, you can attempt any one question out of travel writing or article writing. Hope you are able to recall. Hope this videos will definitely help you to get the best marks, and the last minute preparation is always good. You have here 5 emails in your syllabus: requisition email, apology email, appreciation email, congratulation, and acknowledgement. Any three email questions will be given. You need to opt to 2 emails. Remember, many students, they forget and they attempt only 1 email and they lose the 5 marks here. Email writing has the weightage for 10 marks for the 4th semester BCom BBA Generic English under BCU syllabus. So this is a format of email writing: from email address to email address. Date you need not write, don't write date by default. Subject, then salutation, body, and complimentary clause, and the sender's name or the designation. So how many emails you should opt here? You have to opt compulsorily 2 emails. So email writing has a weightage for 10 marks. I have done a very special video on the email writing with the sample emails. Find the link in the description box. I'm quite fast, and I'm sorry there's a spelling mistake here. Next question we have here, last question, social media content writing. So social media content writing here, according to the last 2 question papers, model question paper and 2023 question papers, the questions were asked like this. Here, 1 question for 2 marks, 1 question for second for 2 marks, last question for 1 marks, 2 plus 2 plus 1. So these are the questions they were asked in the last year's examination. What is social media content writing? Mention any 2 benefits of having an online profile. Posting confidential information on social media platforms, safe or not? What is the work of social media content writer? Define a blog. Travel blogs are known as travelogue. Social media etiquettes, do's or don'ts, types of blogs. Sometimes they ask what is the meaning of this blog, that blog. Give some examples of famous blogs. Social media profile writing also. So I will suggest you to watch my video, a very special video I have done on the social media content writing, only for the 4th semester BCA, BSc, BCom, BBA, only for Bangalore City University. The link of social media content writing notes is available in the description box. So if you watch that video where I have done all these questions answers, and you can easily get 5 out of 5. So this is how, and this is a video's link. So again, we are going to see the blueprint of a question paper, 30 marks novella, Financial Expert by R.K. Narayan. Then 10 marks, 2 poems plus two TED Talks with a choice. Then 5 marks with a choice, travelogue or article writing. 10 marks, 2 emails. Again, I repeatedly I say 2 emails you opt. 10 marks, social media content writing, theory questions. You will be asked here 2 marks, 2 marks plus 1 mark, 2 plus 2 plus 1. All these videos I have already done it. You can find all the videos links in the description box. So friends, this is how I try to bring a last minute preparation video for you, the last minute revision video for you. Hope this video will definitely will make you to recall the complete details of your syllabus, and will definitely help you to score well in the examination. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you good luck for the examination. Thanks a lot. Write in the comment box, like the video, subscribe the video if you're not yet done it. Subscribe the channel if you're not yet done it. Thank you so much. Stay connected with Mukesh English.